welcome and grand rising to another episode of CLG Viewpoint. I am Cindy Lorraine Grace, and it is an honor and a pleasure to have you here today. It's segment number 20. Today is Friday, February the 14th, 2025. Well, today's segment we will cover Mali and Canadian miner failed to resolve payment dispute. BRICS States Seek to replace G7. New businesses being set up in Duncan that hire people in addictions recovery. And no frills to open at Old Public Market, location in Chemainus. And our inspirational soul of light is RUMI. If some of you are new to the channel, I do have a Telegram channel, CLG Viewpoint Chat. You can come there and join us and share your ideas and make new friends. I'm also looking for people who would like to do interviews here on my station. And if you would like to do that and join us here, then you can contact me at CLG Viewpoint Chat. Now today, each segment, I start with a sage clearing. And for some of you who haven't heard of a sage clearing, it's a process I clear out any negative energies, a bit of that chaos. I can create some chaos there, leaving each segment with positive energy. Only divine love and divine lights are welcomed here. So I have a sage stick. I light it here. All low energy entities, you are healed, forgiven, enlightened, and sent back to your perfect place. And escorted by my spiritual guides. And so it is. Today's video is on homeschooling. Actually, a mom who has set up her home Montessori style for her toddler. Enjoy.
One 20-month-old toddler, and I'm currently 24 weeks pregnant with baby number 2. I've been using Montessori principles with my daughter since she was 6 months old when I first discovered it, and I am so passionate about it. So from one busy parent to another, today I'm going to share with you a few easy tips for setting up your home for a toddler using Montessori principles. A small stool or chair for the child to sit on while putting on their shoes, as well as a place to store their shoes. Hooks hung at the child's level to hang up their coats, hats, backpacks, and other essentials. A floor bed, low, open concept shelving with just a few select items that can be rotated regularly. Artwork hung at the child's level. Clothing storage at the child's level that's easily accessible, and a laundry basket that they can reach. An area for self-care hung at the child's level. All heavy furniture should be mounted to the wall, and all outlet plate covers covered. A footstool for easy access to soap and water. A towel hook hung at the child's level. Easy access to toiletries. A small potty or a small stool with potty seat. And a basket with some essentials. Artwork hung at the child's level. Live plants for the child to help care for. Low open shelving at the child's level with a small selection of activities that's rotated on a regular basis based on the child's interests. A selection of forward-facing books that's rotated on a regular basis. For younger babies and toddlers, a low-hanging mirror, some sort of climbing structure, a dedicated workspace for the child, and for the older toddler, access to a small selection of art supplies. Child-sized cooking utensils. A kitchen helper tower like this one helps get your toddler right up at counter level so they can safely help you while you work in the kitchen, which they love to do. Our 20-month-old is getting one for Christmas this year. Child-sized cleaning tools. Melissa and Doug makes a great standalone set of cleaning tools sized perfectly for toddlers if you're looking to purchase everything all in one shop. Their own dedicated snack drawer in the fridge. Access to child-sized utensils and dishes at the child's level. A placemat to learn how to set the table. For older toddlers who can climb into and out of chairs on their own, a junior chair that slides right up to the family table is perfect. And for older babies and young toddlers, a small table where they can seat themselves, otherwise known in the world of Montessori as a weaning table, is the best option.
What an amazing mom. What a beautiful home she's got set up for her toddler. Lots of fun, and it's safe, too, for the toddler. And now on to YouTube news. Mali and Canadian miner failed to resolve payment dispute. Bloomberg RT News, February the 12th, 2025. Barrick Gold and the African states' military-led government have been at odds over a new extraction contract. Mali and the Canadian miner Barrick Gold have suspended talks to resolve a long-running dispute over unpaid revenue to the West African country's authorities after failing to reach an agreement, Bloomberg reported on Tuesday, citing local sources. The former French colony is one of Africa's top gold producers, with large-scale operations such as the Lulo and Duncan mines, which are 80% owned by Barrick and 20% by the Malian government. However, since taking power in a coup in 2020, the new leadership in Bamako had sought more revenue from the sector to boost state income as the price of the precious metal continues to rise. In 2023, the Sahel state passed a new mining code allowing the military government to own up to 30% of any new projects. According to Bloomberg sources, Mali is demanding a settlement payment of 125 billion CFA francs, which is $197 million, from Barrick, as well as compliance with the new mining policy. The Sahel state reportedly prefers an upfront payment, while Barrick wants a payment plan spread over time. Mali had previously demanded around $500 million in unpaid taxes from the world's second largest miner, according to reports. Now, last October, the corporation announced that it had paid $85 million to the Malian government following a preliminary agreement with Bamako to end concession disagreements. However, tensions have since escalated, with Mali detaining 4 senior Barrick executives. It has also issued an arrest warrant for the company's CEO, Mark Bristow, on charges of money laundering and financing of terrorism. The company has denied the allegations. Well, last month, the miner temporarily suspended operations in Mali after the government seized gold stocks from its sites in response to a court order. The vast Lulu Gunkoto complex produced nearly 700,000 ounces of gold in 2023, accounting for roughly 14% of Barrick's total output. Bristow told Bloomberg last week that the firm was making progress in the negotiations, but not as swiftly as expected. Australian firm Resolute Mining agreed last year to pay Mali $160 million to settle a tax dispute and obtain the release of 3 of its staff, including its now resigned CEO, who had been detained. Personal thoughts. Do you think that each country in the world will mine and work their own natural resources instead of outside influences like Canadians purchasing mining gold in Mali? Something to think about. BRICS States seek to replace G7 amid Western serious economic foolishness, French economist says Sputnik African News. February the 12th, 2025. Initially, when BRICS was created, there was a desire to represent groups seeking integration into the global world in order to boost their development, a French economist explained, adding that the association did not intend to present an alternative to the Western order, but rather to play a more active role on the global stage. The BRICS states aim to become an alternative to the G7 amid, quote, Western serious economic foolishness, close quote. Helene Clement Petois, a researcher at the Center of the Study of Industrialization Modes at the Paris-based School of Economic Warfare, told Sputnik Africa. Quote, the West is actually behind the change of strategy of the BRICS and their establishment as an alternative to the G7. And their emerge as an alternative to the G7 became necessary because the Western countries made serious economic mistakes, close quote, she said. However, the West no longer serves as an economic model for the rest of the world, Clement Petois emphasized. Quote, the West no longer appeared as a model, and indeed it could become a danger for other countries because it did not manage the problems it had created, namely through excessive risk-taking in the markets and the thoughtless pursuit of predatory gain, close quote, she said. Such moves have prompted the BRICS to seek closer cooperation to ensure resilience in the face of these crises and Western incompetence and laxity, she concluded. Personal thoughts. Is BRICS fiscally responsible compared to the serious economic mistakes that have occurred due to the Western countries' influence and mismanagement? Now, on to local news. New businesses being set up in Duncan that hire people in addictions recovery. The initiative spearheaded by community activist Doug McKenzie. Ladysmith's Chemainus Chronicle, written by Robert Barron on February the 12th, 2025. Well, Doug McKenzie, a longtime advocate of helping people recover from addictions and to cleaning up the downtown core, has initiated yet another project. McKenzie, who owns the Options Okanagan Treatment Center for those struggling with addictions, grew up in the downtown area and visits frequently with new and innovative projects to improve the neighborhood. He said he had been working to set up a treatment center in the area, but has become frustrated with the bureaucratic red tape involved. So he decided to move forward on another idea to create employment for people recovering from addictions. Mackenzie's first step was to reach out to Jay Harnish, who owns and operates JFO Exteriors Cleaning Services, which provides outdoor cleaning services in southern Vancouver Island. And the two agreed to establish Options Exterior Cleaning and hire up to 6 people in recovery. Harnish said he will put JFO Exteriors on the back burner for now and focus his energies on Options Exterior Cleaning. Quote, I was very interested when Doug approached me with this idea, close quote, he said. Quote, I've lived in the Cowichan Valley since 1995, and I wanted an opportunity to give something back. I've met a lot of people in recovery over the years, and they need support. A lot of people have given up on them. They shouldn't have, close quote. Mackenzie said he had also recently received a phone call from Will Arnold, the owner of Experience Cycling, and also a well-known community activist in the downtown area, who told him that the Domino's restaurant, located at 486 Trans-Canada Highway, right next to Experience Cycling, had moved, and suggested that Mackenzie set up some sort of restaurant there as part of his campaign to open businesses that employ people in recovery. Quote, it's great location. So now we're opening Option Salad and Subs Meal Prep, at the site on March 1st, close quote, Mackenzie said. Quote, the restaurant will offer healthy food options, including protein salads, hot and cold subs, and flatbread pizza. We'll be looking for about 3 workers there, and people in recovery looking for a job can call me at 250-864-6068. Yes, 250-864-6068. Mackenzie has hired Dave Daly, a former addict who has been clean since 2008, to be the manager of Auction Salad and Sibs Meal Prep. Daly said after completing his recovery program at Freedom's Door, a rehab center for men in Kelowna, he spent 5 years there as the center's kitchen manager, so he brings a wealth of cooking experience to his new role. Quote, Doug offered me this job and I said, quote, I'm in right away. Close quote, Daly said. Quote, I really want to help people in recovery. Close quote. Mackenzie said the next project he wants to focus on is to set up outpatient counseling for those with addictions in the region. Last February, Mackenzie spearheaded the successful, quote, Unity in the Community, close quote, project to help local businesses recover from the pandemic. He encouraged people to pick 5 of their favorite small businesses in the area and then arranged to have friends and colleagues meet at each of them to buy their products and showcase the shops. In 2020, Mackenzie began a campaign called, quote, Love Your Community, One Street at a Time, close quote, in an effort to clean up the more troubled areas of downtown, including Whistler Street. In 2021, Mackenzie said his group of volunteers returned and spent the Canada Day weekend that year painting the exterior of the buildings along Whistler Street. Quote, I grew up here and I was more than happy to come back and help clean up the area and turn it around. He said, quote, now we're setting up new business here to help people in recovery and I'm proud to be part of it, close quote. Personal thoughts. That's amazing, actually. That's really good to see. Could this be considered the I Am Cured program in action? Something to think about. Now on to No Frills, to open at Old Public Market location in Chemainus. The Chemainus location will be only the second No Frills location on Vancouver Island. Ladysmith Chemainus Chronicle, written by Morgan Brayton, February 11th, 2025. After months of speculation has been announced that the property, which previously housed the Chemainus Public Market, will become a No Frills supermarket. No Frills is a Canadian chain of discount supermarkets owned by Loeb Law Companies Limited, a subsidiary of George Weston Limited. There are over 300 franchise stores located in 9 Canadian provinces. Now, a representative of Anthem Properties, the owner of the building, made the informative public on Tuesday, February 11th. Quote, we are happy to announce that No Frills will be joining Chemainus Marketplace, complementing a strong mix of existing local and Canadian businesses. Quote, No Frills is a great addition to our one-stop community shopping destination, close quote. There is currently only one No Frills location on Vancouver Island, Tyler's No Frills in Port Alberni, making the Chemainus store the second on the island, close quote. Before the public market, the property was home to Chemainus Foods. A No Frills grand opening is planned for later this year. Personal thoughts. We don't need fancy grocery stores, do we? Or do we need low-cost groceries? Could this be the initiative that has been written under natural law? Something to research and look into. I am Cindy Lorraine Grace, and it's been an honor to have you here today with CLG Viewpoint. And I thank you so much from the bottom of my heart for you being here today. Thank you again. If you feel compelled to, please share my little channel with others. Today's inspirational soul of light is Jalaluddin Muhammad, Rumi, 1207 to 1273 CE, was a Persian Islamic theologian and scholar, but became famous as a mystical poet whose work focuses on the opportunity for a meaningful and elevated life through personal knowledge and love of God. Thank you. Have a wonderful evening and see you on Monday, February the 17th, 2025, till we meet again.